Now, after weeks of outrage and condemnation over their actions, 8 VIP protection members are appearing before court. The accused was seen in a video that went viral, kicking and slapping motorists on the highway. And these men were among Deputy President Paul Mashadile's Blue Light Brigade and his security complement. And we get an update now from eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos, who's at the Randburg Magistrates Court. Good morning to you, Heidi, and thank you so much for joining us. Just in terms of what is expected in court today, of course, the charges being assault and assault with the intent of causing grievous bodily harm, at least from IPID. What is the latest?
Yes, so we do understand that the 8 VIP Protection Unit members will be appearing here in the Randburg Magistrate Court. We're not exactly sure what time they will be appearing. We are still waiting for media access and to be granted permission to actually film court proceedings. What we do understand is that the 8 were arrested and processed yesterday at the Sandton police station. So they basically spent the night at that police station, and they will be appearing in court. The charges that they do face is assault. We just need to confirm if it's assault for GBH or if it's just assault. Also pointing a firearm and malicious damage to property being the vehicle. We do know that these members were caught on camera a few weeks ago allegedly assaulting civilians and motorists. We do understand, according to the Deputy President, that he was not in the vehicle at the time that this whole ordeal happened. IPID, of course, needed to further investigate. We do know that all 8 members have since been suspended. There's been lots of concern as to why only now have they been processed and arrested. But according to IPID, it all had to do with ongoing investigations. But let's listen in, Cindy, to what IPID had to say yesterday in terms of the charges that all 8 accused face.
They are charged with assault, which is the first charge, and then they are also charged with malicious damage to property with respect to the vehicle of the victims that was damaged. They would also be charged with pointing of firearm.
So Heidi, in a bit we'll be speaking to Ulrich Roux, who is the lawyer for the 8 VIP members who are appearing in court. And I think with social media having brought this particular case to the fore, a lot of people saying it could have been swept under the carpet had one motorist or an eyewitness not taken the footage. The question to the lawyer, of course, would be if this is admissible in court and what their prospects are, maybe even applying for bail in their second appearance in court. But just speaking to people around you, can you tell us, are there any spectators, so to speak, or family members of the VIP protection members?
Well, we're not entirely sure if there are family members of the VIP, the 8 VIP Protection Unit members, or if the victims themselves will be appearing in court. We do understand, according to IPID, that there was extensive investigation and consultation with the victims. We do know that it's possibly 3 victims that were in the vehicle. The 2 were visibly seen, with the one actually being seen, being physically attacked in that video, and many were concerned that he actually became unconscious because of the force that was used. We're not sure if they will be in court at all. I do possibly suspect, Cindy, that there could be a possible fear of further victimization. We do know that these 3, or not all 3, but I think it's just 2 of them. They are trainees of SANDF, and SANDF themselves are releasing a statement saying that there will be no further communication in terms of the victims, and all communication will be handled through SANDF, as they are training to be part of the South African National Defence Force. We will obviously see when we get into court if there are spectators or family members or the victims themselves. But this is quite a serious court matter that's going to be in court today, because there is huge outrage in terms of why exactly these 8 VIP protection members behaved in the manner that they did. We do understand that their mandate is to protect either the President or the Deputy President in this particular matter. But if the Deputy President was not in the vehicle, why did they conduct themselves in such a manner? Obviously, we'll have to get the full side of the story, but I mean, that video is clear as day. You can clearly see there was force that was being being used. However, there is obviously two sides to the story, and we'll possibly hear the side of what actually happened. At the end of the day, many are saying it does not warrant such force and assault being used on anybody.
Yes, and as you're rightfully saying, Heidi, I think the state and particularly the security cluster would be on trial today. And whatever the outcomes would be is that society then needs to have a sense of confidence and trust in what the mandate and the oath of the protection services are meant to be, to serve and protect, as you rightfully said. So if the conviction or even, and I know we're fast forwarding now to the conclusion of the case, but if it's not taken seriously and the conviction fits the crime in order to instill confidence in society, it would really be a travesty of justice. But having said that, Heidi, I think in terms of when the court would start, and perhaps the first appearances generally tend to be very short. I don't know with your experience, is that the case?
Yes, so we do know that court probably should have started at around 9 o'clock this morning, but we know that court is currently being load shed, so that's going to cause further delays. We are still waiting for media access, though, in terms of whether or not we will be allowed to film. So already there are some sort of delays, but it's going to be interesting to see whether or not the 8 VIP protection unit members are going to be applying for bail, or if they're going to give an intention to apply for bail today already. And even if they do so, give that intention, their bail application might not necessarily be heard today because of the complexity of the matter and because it is 8 members. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, we can't really preempt this. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of court. We were told yesterday, though, that one of the 8 they are physically unwell. We do understand that they were involved in a car accident shortly after that incident was recorded on camera, and we do understand that he has been in and out of hospital. So we'll just have to wait and see the state of that one member, and also see how far court proceedings get today.
All right. Thank you so much. That is eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos outside the Randburg Magistrates Court, where the 8 VIP members are facing their day in court. We'll touch base with her as court proceedings get underway.